Hi, welcome to Crypto Info Depot, where we talk about crypto and beyond. Hey, if you like the content of the video and want to subscribe, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Let's get right into Bitcoin. I've got a reversal pattern that's showing all kinds of signs of reversal. Here's the overall chart from September till now with two big tops and some stuff right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that section right there. We're in this little section right here where all of the action is happening. In our last video, we talked about a double bottom. So what happened? We had a double bottom and it actually bounced back up a little bit, but then we had, and I talked about this in the last video, yet another double bottom. And this is the big bottom right here. This is where Bitcoin hit its low after going for something like, oh, how far was that? It was, here we are, November 10th is when it began to drop, all the way down to January 21st when it hit its low. And so what we're looking at is after it hit its low, we built an area where we take the box from the close of the lowest candle down to the end of the wick of the lowest candle, and that's our area. If we see another candle that goes into that area, then that means we've got a double bottom. If it closes below that zone here, then that means we actually have a lower low. But instead, this wick here went into the zone, and that gave us our signal of a double bottom. So now we've got two double bottoms that have hit. On top of that, we've got 30 days of actual uptrend here where we have a low, a higher low than that. We've got a high, a higher high, and if we zoom out on this, it's even a higher high here. So you can see that. So we've got a confirmed uptrend for 33 days now. So that's pretty good. On top of that, we've got the capitulation candle. Now, capitulation candle, I love saying that word, capitulation candle. Anyway, on a capitulation candle, what happens is this thing just wicks way down and wipes out a whole bunch of people who have stop losses, and that's when things often start getting going in the market. So not only do we have the capitulation candle, that one candle gave us the double bottom, and on top of that, to further confirm that we have a trend reversal, we've got our RSI. The stochastic RSI, where the blue line is crossed over the red line, signifies that we have upside potential. Now, this can turn at any given time based on bad news, based on events in the world, but as it stands right now, we look at the last time that happened, which was right here on January 23rd, where the blue line crossed the red line upward and price action started going up. On this one here, again, the blue line crosses over the red line and we get a lot of price action going up. Now, the blue line crossing over the red line doesn't always mean that you're going to get a long-term price action up. So we can roughly expect that we're probably going to get some upside here. So there's the double bottom, that's one. We have the capitulation candle, that's two. We have the stochastic RSI, that's three. We also have something called a corrective wave ascending triangle. It's a flat top with bottom rising. If we look up and really zoom in, we have right here an ascending triangle. And on the ascending triangle, and I got this a little bit wrong, but it goes something like that. The thing about an ascending triangle is the bears are trying to sell and push the price down. The bulls are trying to buy and push that price up. What we see here, though, is there's more buyers pushing this price up. The bears try to push it back down, but they have a little less success. Meanwhile, the bulls push that price all the way up to this line. Bears take over again, try to drop that price down. Bulls pick it up and push that price back up again. And what we see is more consistent bulls taking over and taking control of the market. Typically, this results in a breakout to the upside. And this is your typical ascending triangle. It goes up, it goes down, goes up, goes down with a flat top until eventually it runs out of room and the bears just can't manage to get that thing to go down any further, and finally they give up and the bulls take off. Also, another indication that suggests that we have a reversal is that longs outnumber shorts tremendously. This is a site, it's CoinGlass, and on this site, if it's green, basically they're long. If it's red, they're short, and if it's white, they're neutral. So you can see that this is just filled with lots of green, which means a lot of people think that the market is going up. We have another confirmation as well, and that's the S&P 500, which has been linked many times to our Bitcoin price. But what we see here, the S&P 500 hit a double bottom. Now, you might look at this candle and think, wait a minute, that closed lower than the zone, but actually it didn't. The S&P 500 can open, you can actually have a gap open. If we look at this on the 1 hour chart, we see that it actually opened way down here. This particular candle did close within the box. If we go back to our 4 hour chart, we see it opened and just went right up through that box. So we still have a valid double bottom here. So on the S&P 500, that double bottom also signifies trend to the upside. And then also on the S&P 500, we also have the stochastic RSI pointing, just shooting straight up, indicating that we've got lots of upside potential there as well. So there's a lot of indicators that tell us that Bitcoin has reversed into an uptrend. So if Bitcoin has reversed into an uptrend, what do we do next? We start looking for investment opportunities. Now, I'm going to show you some altcoins that I think really are attractive. I started looking for altcoins that did not necessarily line up with Bitcoin on the charts, meaning when Bitcoin was going up and down, there's other coins that kind of do the same thing. Here is an example, Bitcoin and Luna. When Bitcoin went down, Luna goes way, way up, and it goes up at a much more rapid rate than Bitcoin. What we see here is Luna really taking off. So Luna hits its bottom here, but man, oh man, it just keeps going like a skyrocket and is not super connected with Bitcoin. Also, back over here at the beginning of February and January, we had a inverse head and shoulders, which signifies a lot of upside potential. And the measured move on that upside potential was right to here, which we saw right here. This wick, I always say that wicks like to get filled. So whenever you see a long wick, I start looking to see the chart fill that wick. And sure enough, this chart filled that wick. So Luna, I think, is a really great opportunity. And then we've got Anchor Protocol. I think Anchor Protocol is also another nice opportunity. It really didn't stick with Bitcoin here. It just kept going up. Plus, what I really like about Anchor Protocol here is that it's got great market structure. This is something that we can actually diagram pretty easily. So we see that the price goes up, we get a flag and a buy signal. It goes up again, we get another flag. That gives us another opportunity to buy here. It goes up. And sure enough, it gives us another flag. Retracement gives us another buying opportunity right here and goes up again. And right now, I am seeing yet another buying opportunity, and I've already marked it right here. If we go down to this on a 1 hour graph, we can see here it goes right here. So in fact, I've even marked out what could potentially be a pretty decent purchase. In this instance, the purchase would be right about where it's at right now, with a stop loss at right about there. I like to take the stop loss at the last point, so the top area, which is right about here. So I've actually put that stop loss a little bit lower. There's a reason why I did that. I'll cover that in a different video. And then why do I have this area here as a target price? Let me show you. It has to do with resistance. So we'll go ahead and put this on the 4 hour chart because it'll be a little bit easier. This is where we've got the target for sell and take profits. And the reason is because I think this is probably a pretty decent area where it's going to run into resistance anyway and want to stall out. From here, once it hits that resistance, it'll probably back off a little bit. So I would have a profit taking right up to there. Another one that I really like is Cirrus. And the reason that I like Cirrus is because, one, we have something called a rounded bottom. Rounded bottoms are fantastic. And then what we have is a handle. So we have essentially a cup and handle. And then we've got this spot right here where the price action has now gone above the upper lip of the cup. And that's a classic bullish sign right there. Also, we've got some decent market structure going on here. We've got a flag there, it went up, and then we had a buying opportunity, and we've got another flag right here, which gives us a buying opportunity. And I think right now we're in the process of creating yet another flag. So I wouldn't buy Cirrus right this minute. What I would do is I would wait and let it retrace a little bit, probably to right about here, the last flag. So this bottom line here, when the candle hits here, that's probably when I would look to put a order in. And then I would probably look to see if I can let it ride all the way up to the next level of resistance, which may be right about here is where that has a chance of going. And then let it breathe a little bit. Let's check the RSI right now. RSI, yeah, see the RSI is already at the top as well. So we want to let that roll over, let it get to the bottoms. We can see that the RSI, the RSI had bottomed out. It went up, and we'll let it bottom out again before we put in our next order. Right here, it was high, and then it bottomed out. You can see the RSI bottomed out right there, and that was our opportunity to put in another order. So those are 3 altcoins that I really like. Let me show you a couple other ones that I also like. It's Nakamoto Games is the name of this one. And the reason that I like it is because it is at an all-time low, or just hit an all-time low, and it's creating a really nice market structure for increasing. If we zoom in here, we've got another ascending triangle, just like we see here, the ascending triangle, where we've got a flat top and a rising bottom. So if we go back over to the chart here, again, we've got this flat top, we've got a rising bottom. This was an excellent place right here at about 44 to put in a position. And of course, it broke out of that position right there. And you can see that it went really nicely. We're waiting for it to come back a little bit. It'll probably retrace, and then hopefully it's going to shoot right on up to this target point right here that I've drawn. And the reason that I've drawn it right there is because we've got a whole bunch of resistance right here. So there's a pretty decent shot that it's going to stop right about there and then do a little bit of retracement. So that's where I've set it to take profits. Nakamoto Games is a fantastic coin because it's got lots of news, lots of development. It's a play to earn game, and it's got governance tokens. It's got a fantastic roadmap. It's got a great team. There's tons of partners working with it. They put out lots of games. The tokenomics are reasonably decent. So Nakamoto Games is one that I'm looking at. Also, we've got Zero Swap. Zero Swap is nice because they do swapping of coins, but also the structure, the chart patterns is looking pretty good here as well. We have an all-time low right here, and then on top of that, after it rose, we had an opportunity for it to come back a little bit, form a flag, and then it went up. We watch it go back again, form a flag, and now it's going up, or it just went up. And I think what's happening now is it's probably going to form another flag. Plus, on top of that, right now, it's above the support line. So it took a little bit to get above the support line, but now that it's above the support line, let's take a look at that support line. We double click on here. We see that this is a rising bottom, and it continues to rise, even though it went below the support line for a short while Bitcoin was fiddling around trying to figure out what it wanted to do. I think we got a pretty decent shot at seeing this rise all the way up to potentially here. And ZeroSwap, it's a multi-chain protocol. What's cool about ZeroSwap is it allows you to swap one coin for another coin for virtually free. And it's got some fantastic partners going along with it. They're on the Polygon network, and they've got a great global community. What's more, this particular one has potentially a 5x gain sitting in the cards. Let me show you here. Right now, it's at 1450, I think. But if we look and zoom out a little bit, we see this thing has a lot of room to grow. All that stuff I was showing you, that's all at the very bottom of the chart. Look where this thing has the potential of going. It's 9x from a buy zone if somebody were to buy it right now. Here's the 3x line, here's the 4x line. This thing can go forever. So there's a lot of people that could make some pretty decent money on this if it were to go like that. SparkPoint hit its low, it's same condition, hit its low just a few days ago on the 23rd. Right now, it's been forming some decent market structure also. It goes up and then it comes down. It's a good buy opportunity, but it doesn't go all the way down. Sets a new higher low and then a new higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and I'm hoping that it's going to continue on. Now, right now, it's below this yellow resistance line, but this white resistance line, or support line, I think could potentially create a level of support for it. And on top of that, check out the size of this chart. This is just the bottom of the chart. Right now it's at 0012, but look what happens if we zoom out here. Oh my goodness sakes. Let's go to the daily. It goes on for miles. All that action that I was showing you a second ago, it's just right down in this area here. But look at how much opportunity exists in this particular one. I mean, right up here, that's 2 cents from 00. Heck, if it only went to this point here, that's nearly a 4x right there, and it doesn't have to go very far to 4x. So that's why I like this. SparkPoint is a satisfying puzzles and exciting rewards. SparkPoint has all kinds of stuff. These folks have Spark Play, Spark Learn, Spark DeFi. They've got a deflationary model, lots of projects and games. They've got a good roadmap. They're featured on Bitmart and CoinCora and The Block and Yahoo Finance. You'd want to do your own research on them. They look like a pretty decent opportunity as far as I'm concerned, but I really like the chart pattern. All right, so if you like the content that you've seen here and you think it's worth it to keep getting that content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, I'd sure appreciate it if you hit the like button. That doesn't really cost you anything, but sure does help me a lot. In the meantime, that's all I got. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.